Chile here, Sirius Talis Moon, and the energy readings are megalithic because we are in megalithic times and we are in deeply pivotal times. And this is where degree 7, Mars hour, Mars in the second house, 13 degrees Scorpio, Moon separating from square to Saturn, really accentuating. Saturn is time, duration. Jupiter sign is big, okay? So we have big megalithic energy readings, okay, a lot of time, and that is good because Pluto is about to turn direct. Yes, Saturn already 26 degrees where it will turn direct. Neptune will soon ingress into Pisces. Uranus will soon ingress into Taurus. And you know what? Let's look at the upcoming lunation because what I'm getting at the energies, it's Mars hour. And what I'm getting is that somebody, an authority figure, even a leader figure, or somebody high rank is saying, wait a second, this is not even my job. It's not. It's kind of like somebody has a job title and they're asked to do something not of their job title. For example, in COVID, bus drivers were supposed to subdue the passengers that they didn't want to put a mask and didn't want to have a QR, whatnot, because they saw something was not something in. But now I get that not with bus drivers, but something high rank. And even people, maybe they were even sent, okay, to do economic hitmanship. They say, it's not even my job to subdue these people. It's not that the title of my job was not to do these things or this. It's not even my job to do this. Okay? And there's just somebody high rank saying, it's not even my job to do this. Now this resonates with energies of people that, let's say, they have, I don't know, psychic, spiritual warfare, and they look at it and they see what to do, and people tell them lists from, it's kind of like, when a person, let's say, wants to open a business, and it's not a global business that's going to, no. Let's say they want to teach English. They want to open a business and they have a list of the Bible length of bureaucracy to open the business. And they say, what is this? It's not even my job. I don't get paid enough to do that. I just want to make money. And I see also people in high rank, or people say, you're going to have to sit with the energy to do this, to do that, and say, it's not even my job to do that. What's all this bureaucracy? What's all this spiritual warfare? What's all these things? And I see leaders at high rank, decision makers at high rank, saying the same thing. It's not even my job to do that. It can be kind of like either secret society or global society, but they're supposed to decide on the next steps. And the leaders and the people that are supposed to deliver this to the people say, hey, it's not even my job to deal with that. It's not even my job to do that. It's not title of my job. I'm leader of country. I'm parliament member. I'm business person. It's not even my job to do that. Okay, think about like the COVID bus drivers, that they had to check if people are with a mask or not. It's like, it's not even my job to do that. The passengers, they want to be with a mask, be with a mask. Not with a mask, it's not my job. I get paid to be bus driver. And people start to fight with the bus driver. Are you telling me to put a mask, to put a this, to put a that? What we don't know that this is a military operation? People have side effects. People that took the shot have side effects, and this and that. And the bus driver, you just have to be the bus driver, you know? It's like, what is this? It's not even my job. What, I have to police all these people? They want to put a mask, don't put a mask, don't put a mask. And I see this also with leaders. They kind of like they receive something, or they're supposed to tell people something, or they're supposed to do certain jobs. They say, it's not even my job to do that. Of course people fight. Of course people don't want that. I'm not supposed to fight at these people. They don't want that. They don't want that. And they're supposed to, and there is this fight where they're supposed to have this list of requirements from the people, and they say, it's not my job to do that. I don't know what's going on in the world, to be very... This is why I say I will look at what is upcoming. Lunation is October 7th. We've been to that. 28 degrees, new moon in Libra. So many energies in the sky. New moon in Libra. Squaring Pluto, squaring Jupiter. Venus on Vendia metrics. I told you since 2023. You see, I had bought some talismans because I had to protect myself and so on, and also to try what is this talisman and so on. But I barely had the money to buy courses, and I bought one course on eclipse that was with planets on Vendia metrics and on Zendaya in Libra. One course by Lata Duncheva. One course. I think maybe it was just for the eclipse, so it was like something like maybe $20, $15. And for 2-3 years, this seems to be relevant. So first of all, respect to Lada Duncheva. Second, imagine, I barely had money to buy astrology courses. I buy one course, and it serves me for 3 years. He's so lucky, because who would have thought that would be the right course of all the courses? Because this full moon and new moon, again Venus on Vendia metrics, the ruler of the new moon, and the moon and sun squaring Pluto. Pluto will already be direct in 2 days, moving direct. And it's a new moon to do with correction of corruption and corruption in business. Mars, Mercury, Lilith at the end of Scorpio. And see, this is why there are a lot of excited energies in the sky right now, because what I'm getting is people in high rank, they're being told they have to deliver news, or they have to have a list of requirements, but not from a single person, from the people. And they say, this isn't even my job. And it can be leaders of nations. They say, it's not even my job. I'm supposed to deliver this message to the people. It's not even my job to do that. Now, I don't know what is it. Is it from Article 5? Is it from financial regulations? Is it... I don't know. There was this thing that they tried to do with the freedom of speech. Now, something exploded. And you know what? Let's say, all of these politicians, either they, in the very least, they have to turn the gaze away when their friend rapes a child. Okay? Of all the politicians, it was the people that are in the worst situation. Let's just put it that way. You cannot even say this person needs to go to prison. They're already in practical imprisonment situation. and and you know why it happened? It happened before and it was known and this and that and so on and so forth. But why did it explode in such a megalithic way? Because they wanted to surveil the messages of people and censor what people write to each other, supposedly to protect the children. That was like a boom. Enough is enough. And rightfully so. I mean, what did people think would happen? Now we are before elections. When is election in Netherlands? I'm not even sure. Let's see. Netherlands. In Israel was also supposed to be elections. I don't know. 2025. 29 October. Aha! But you see, this is what happened. It's a local topic, and there are many of that, but it's a local topic. It got the megalithic boom because those attempts that are on a global scale to censor under the guise of protecting the children. Because the topic is a general topic. It's for those that talk about, okay, what the topic, yes, for the ritual abuse and so on and so forth, they talk about for the entire structure. But that one was like for the protection of the children, then all the names come out, all the in that date, at that age, and that, and it was really, you know, when the true case was out, then somebody else, a boy, was raped, an 8 years old boy, by someone who also was raped. So of course it's going to be a big boom. But now I see leaders you see, because when they try to violate sexual boundaries or normalize violation of sexual boundaries or traffic people, then what happens is it's going to be a big boom. Because the rage of people is like, no. In Nederlands say, ga weg. And I'm speaking about anything that tries to traffic. But what I'm getting is really that the attempts from like high rank to bring in more regulations, more this, more that, kind of like more of the news that people are saying, wait a second, even if they are a premier, even if they are president, even if they are generals, okay? They're saying, it's not even my job. I'm not even supposed to have this type of authority or this type of title. And they're complaining, and see, and sometimes see how what happens. And people say, what, their own name got entangled. Okay, leaders. They try to push further certain agendas, certain this, certain that. People already in the higher ranks, what I see, they say already, no. It's not even my job to tell this to the people. It's not even my job to do that. And also they see, it's not like they gain benefit from that. They gain people talking about something that happened 40 years ago with the rage like it happened yesterday, but with interest, compound, for the many years of helplessness. And the people say, over what? The censoring the text of this and that, supposedly in the right of the children. They try to subdue something, it went even more megalithic boom. And there are many such stories, and I don't see what the stories, but I see, as people say, it's not even my job to do that. Not even my job to deal with that. But also the people, there are either new regulations or even with the spiritual warfare, people say, okay, what do I do? You need to pray in this hour, in this, in this, that. And so wait a second. It's not even my job to do that. I'm a secular person. Secular person. Secular person. I'm secular. These people don't decide for me when I say mantras, when I say this. They don't decide my schedule. And that is the same, okay, like a yin and the yang. The people, the leaders, the people. Same people that are saying that, okay, they look, okay, let's say the spiritual, this, that, okay, what do you do? And you open, there's a list of, biblical list of, voice training. That's a new noise. Here are the list of things you need to do. And now for some people, they have maybe welfare or maybe new rights or whatnot. And they say, okay, for what do I need to do? I don't know, for to fill municipality or BSN or whatnot. And they have a list. Here's the list. Ta 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 ta. And they have none of that. That's the refugees. Or they COVID, okay, or something of that sort where add a lot of bureaucracy, something of Saturn nature. That's the point. Okay, and whether it's spiritual warfare, what I need to do to counter spiritual? Yes, you say this mantra this many times. And this is, wait a second, I did not join a cult. I did not join a sect. I don't even need to be dealing with that. What is this? They try to join me to religion. Wait a second. They don't get to choose for me when I pray, when I did not ask to join any religion. They want me to say mantras all day, not pay attention that they're taking my rights and they're taking my house and they're taking my income and they're taking my opportunities and they're taking my will to live and they're taking my energy and Michael, Archangel Michael. Or they open business or want to do, okay, a bill of rights or whatnot. This is so many lists of documents. So wait a second. Am I writing an autobiography? Or am I filling a form? It's not even my job to do that. Okay, let's say business, I don't know. Some teenager teaches language lessons virtually. Or even with the digital ID. Okay, for what is this digital ID? Okay, maybe it can be comfortable. You need to bring a list of things from So like, what is that? It's not even my job to do that. But this is for the people. For leaders, high rank, is some news either to do with war, but it's not usual. Okay, it's something that's unusual. Okay, Saturn, Uranus. Something that's unusual about the rules and with senders an element of treason, but not only in the people, also in the leaders. They weren't subscribed to, or they didn't, okay, They weren't signed up for this. And I don't know what it is. If it is, let's say, preparing for war, there's going to be something unusual about that. What is there in the news? What is happening? There was ending of the war with Israel. What happened? First of all, Pluto is about to turn direct, so everything is taking kind of momentum to refine last days of refinement before. "12-hour patrol on Russian border." Okay, they always do that. UK, US, NATO flew 12-hour patrol on Russian border amid Ukraine war. Yes, they send a lot of drones. But it's something of the last day or 2 days. Medical rehabilitation in Ukraine. 5 NATO allies support medical rehabilitation in Ukraine. Now, when they say 5 NATO allies, NATO has more than 5 countries, you understand? What did I say with Uranus in Gemini? 10th house for NATO? Polarity, kind of a civil war between them. So that can be one of those things. US, UK join forces to patrol NATO's borders. Yes, but I feel like this is the thing. Medical rehabilitation. What is medical rehabilitation? And I think that this is where people say, it's not even my job. Because there's going to be something unusual. Okay, medical rehabilitation is Neptune. And sextile Uranus is going to be something unusual, but something also form could be treason. And then people say, it's not even my job to do that. I have to tell this to the people, it's not even my job. Because they need a budget for that, they need maybe regulations, I have no idea. It could be something coming from that. Five military rehabilitation centers in Ukraine. Rehabilitating, okay, so military hospitals basically. Object Renovator launched in 2023. No, I think it's not that, it's something beyond that. It's gonna be, if there is Article 5 activation soon, I don't know if there is, but it's going to be something that is unusual, where people say, it's not even my job to do that. And with Saturn, what's unusual is big bureaucracy, but of the type that is unnecessary. And the people that are at the high rank, they know that it's going to cause more things like we had, okay, with survivor speaking and more, particularly anything, let's say if it's hospital, then people will say, but they sacrifice the people in hospitals. If it's to do with housing, okay, then people are going to begin to say, well, there's trafficking in the house, the traffic this, okay. If it is any regulations on further regulations like ID, something like that, they're gonna say it's not even my job to tell people what to do with that. um, even can be like social credit score, and then the people that are supposed to like bring the regulation to the people say, because it's different cultures, and they say it's not even my job to do those type of limitations, to do those type of things, that type of bureaucracy. People are not going to want that, and it's going to be too much for them, and can be even around the housing. Okay, United States is like running like a third world country for a while now, and people are even saying, I'm not saying Trump administration, that started in Biden, but it didn't get better, and that's what people do look at. Even some say got worse, um, and that's trajectory for things. If they don't get better, they usually get worse. And so there's some people that might be saying, okay, it's not even my job to do that. And with people, it's kind of like people are assigned to do something that they never signed up for. And both the leaders, the people, everybody saying, what do you mean? It doesn't make any sense. It's not, the bureaucracy is not, the rules are not making any sense. It's too much, taking too much of my time to do something that from the outside I'm forced to do, that is not even my job. Even with this spiritual welfare, okay, people saying, okay, what to do, what this, what that, read psalm, okay, read psalm, all day read psalm. When will I go to work? All day read psalm. All day protect myself from witchcraft. I'm a researcher. What? I did not sign up for any religion. I'm a secular person. Secular. To have for my own business this much bureaucracy, this much papers, really? Why? The classified projects in MK Ultra, when they wanted to stop funding for MK, often they said, read, destroy, and I need to do ta 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 ta, apply, see if works, if doesn't work, what happened? But it can be also for these people in high rank that, and for them, I don't know if it's bureaucracy that they need to file. Oh, they can be requested to file certain reports on the people. And it says, not even my job, but my clerk. And what I'm saying is not like a past scandals. Yes, those things exist, but something new, that they want some new, like a prime minister to file a report on the people in their country, not in the government. And it says it's not even my job. And there were a lot of hectic energies because people saw how much resistance is from the people, as expected. And they see that the energy is not allowing, it's not the energy of before COVID. And what is asked is way, way more than COVID. To file reports, to deliver regulations, to explain things to the people that are not something that the people would accept. And not only that, every step done like that, like it's for the sake of the security of the children after explosion of that through Epstein ring and so on and so forth, okay? And they know it will generate, and it generates, and then they're asked to do more and more regulations. And those people saying, it's not even my job. It's not my job title. And what I see is basically, it's not about workload. It's about attempts to unnecessarily take energy from people, take time from people, and forcing them to deal with nothing. And people say it's not even my job, and leaders say it's not even my job. I didn't sign up for that. And not only that, the things that they were extorting the leaders, they begin to come out anyway. So they say, well, you're extorting me over what? It's out. The story is out. The big story is out. It's out. I did not sign up for this. You try to use that to make me do more and more and more what? Genocide, democide. And every more such regulation is going to be around topic that another aspect is coming to the, another thing coming, another story, another thing. Because it's going to touch on the points in people that since at least COVID are like, ugh. Femicide in Netherlands. In Netherlands. 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 Citizen of the world, Netherlands. People allowed to be who they are, Netherlands. Netherlands. Femicide in Netherlands. Not in Afghanistan. Now imagine you have to pass a regulation where a woman rights further hurt or more susceptible to be hurt by. Women are already enraged over this femicide. And now, what, stealing and whatever, okay, but what they do, okay, now it's going to be megalithic. That story and that story and that story and that cold case and that cold case and that story and that story and that story and that, and it was that person and that person and that person and that person and that person, and they want us to do a more thing to harm of women. Now women, what happened to Andrew Tate, abused woman, what she become like a man? And it's in many countries, globally. And all the people, whether it's the Chinese leaders, Russian leaders, African leaders, Middle East leaders, European leaders, Nordic, UK leaders, US, okay, or Senate or for, I don't know, Congress, okay? But all of them saying, it's not even my job to do that. And not only that, the people, the energy of the people, how should I say that? They stand the ground. If 2 years ago people didn't know what is spiritual warfare and people thought they are cuckoo, now people not only they know, medical team that is doing war crimes has been assassinated in the hospitals worldwide. After COVID? After COVID? After COVID? And not only that, even businesses, okay, they might say, it's not even my job. I lost so many clients because they asked the QR. Now everybody does embargo. Israel has less embargo than the businesses that ask for a QR. That's a genocide. That's a democide. Stimmt, right? It makes sense. And all of the threats that people say, you will not have this, you will not have that. I know. That was your plan anyway. Now let's see who brings something to the table that to have house, to have opportunities, to have freedom, to have sovereignty. And what more I see is it's not anger, it's not even frustration. It's something with the people. It's kind of like when a person is not even made a decision with themselves. Line has been crossed. With the people. Our classified projects budget is trying to target and traffic people and make them homeless worldwide. And everybody sees something is off. Some people said, oh, I will pick my battle. But then the burden become unbearable. Also on the leaders. Because what is being asked of them to do, they say no longer. This is not... they didn't sign up for it. And not only that, not unlike the people, what they told them they would extort them with is already coming out anyway. And the more they try to limit the freedom of speech, the more the things come out. And if they don't, and they better come out on social media, because if they don't come out on social media, if they do digital ID, White March, that's that 1996. People already don't have homes. People already don't have jobs. And there even are situations where people's bank accounts suddenly vanished. So that means that they have already nothing to lose. What happens when Googleplex people have nothing to lose? The leaders know they don't want to stand in the way. Okay? So they say, what I predict is the leaders are going to be with the people and say, okay, these are the old families, these are the banking families, these are the aristocracy monarchy that cooperate with the bankers and the oil families. Those are the lobbies. They extort us since we were a cell in the lab. Because these power tactics that people thought to use, the authoritarian, the this, the that, the more power they try to put on the people, the more people say, what the fuck is that? And you have women. Women are soft, that are this, that are that, connecting to the feminine, this, that, this, and what the fuck is that? Women, okay? You don't want to stand in front of you, a woman goes like that. You don't know what she gonna do. If a woman is safe, it's fine. She relaxes into her feminine, have some sushi, pineapple and lychees. But if a woman is not safe, what is that dumb fuckery? Where did that come from? And you better not mess with her, because she's going to say this is divine feminine rage. Do not try to challenge that argument for your life. So this is the situation that I see in the sky. And here's the thing, it's not just a divine feminine rage. It is meant to set a certain boundary. Now, that boundary better be respected, because the more a woman is abused, the more she like a man. You don't know what she gonna do. Uranus is going to be on Beta Persei. Beta Persei is the talisman for when her face would turn a man into stone. I'm not saying stoned him, I mean. But I wouldn't mess with such archetype that is going to be on the collective feminine. So I don't know I don't have a prediction for like what will happen with the situation and so on. But I do know one thing. The people are not going back to people pleasing. We have another lunation with Venus on Venn diametrics, which is like corruption in business and correcting that corruption. The Ketu eclipses with Libra still active. The Ketu eclipses with Virgo, with Venus and Mercury being in Zendaya and Venn diametrics in Libra, still active, means we're going Aries. We're going sovereignty, and Mars is still with Scorpio, ruling over Lilith. That is sexual sovereignty, but also on an occultistic level. So let's just say there's never been a worse time to try to have more regulations or try to get people to convert to a certain religion that doesn't protect women even, because I see Mary Magdalene was not Jesus' wife, they were just, nobody cares. Honor my energy. My life energy of person, man, woman is sacred. I don't care who was the wife of Jesus, if he had a wife, he had a husband, I don't care. My life energy, sacred. Under no one name can anybody violate that and say, pray to this, pray to that. No, to begin with, not to violate that. I'm not supposed to be praying mantras all day, whatever, I'm a monk. Now here's the thing. Maybe I would go to some retreat, to some this, to some that. I don't know, maybe I would be a monk. But not when people try to put pressure on people to convert to this or that religion by putting them to torture. It's not a lifestyle. Religion is supposed to be something that, or spirituality, practice something that makes a life beautiful, that makes a life joyous, that makes a life where we see, I don't know, we go outside, we see children playing, we see, yes, or go with the dogs are playing, or for people like to ride horses, taking a walk in nature, traveling, maybe having a nice glass of wine or a nice meal, hearing a fine lecture. That's spirituality. When they try to do other things, then the Epstein list come out, the dark occult come out, trafficking ring in academia. You go to be an academic TA. You have to deal with people trying to do dark occult, to do voodoo, hoodoo. Now it's academia, so it's not scientific, it's not scientific, it's not scientific. Then everything that is scientific, suddenly the person gets voodoo, hoodoo. They take a break from academia in the best of cases. Now, if they would forget about it, move on with their life, they would do, I don't know, some podcast. I say, okay, I don't have to be a researcher all the time, write research and this and that. I can maybe write something in my spare time and spend time with the family, travel a little bit, see the world. People go to academia, they have trafficking cults like Epstein. Academia, okay? Now, what academia is training? Every single thing that needs certification. Everything you need a degree for is academia. Now people go to say, okay, we'll have certification or something else. Amazing, have certification, fantastic, and so on and so forth. Then they target the people's businesses. Who pay all these people to do that? Oh, from the money that was supposed to be our job opportunities, our housing, our a web of security, our infrastructure, our pensions. They have classified, and they do voodoo on people, and they kidnap people, and they try to make people homeless. They try to. What is that? Now also the leaders, because they've been through that before all of the people. But my prediction is the leaders are going to say all the things, all these extortion codes, all the things they threatened, already out. More regulations, it means more people that say, yeah, this happened in academia. Yeah, this happened in the workplace. Yeah, this happened with that. Yeah, this happened with that. And remember all the stories that even the person forgot that even exist. And anyway, the things, anyway, coming out. So I believe that those leaders are going to begin to say to people, listen, the so-and-so, and those are the forces that try to pull the strings of democracy to do those things, and we don't want to do those things, and they try to extort us using the same things that they did to people like Annika Lucas, except that those people got smuggled out. Those are the oil companies, those are the banking families, those are the aristocracies, these are the addresses. Even with the, you say you the people, when the people go to those places, we the leaders come with you. And believe me, I attended to political assassination prevention for a little bit. The leaders, their rage over, if you think that we the people don't like these oil giants to try to consolidate wealth over our own sanity, imagine the leaders. To enslave humanity sounds nice in in praxis. You do, yes, to save the children, they did that. When that was 8 years old in Paris, 1996, that parliament member, he did that, and he raped that person, and so on and so forth. Now there are billions of stories like that. And that's how it's supposed to be. It's not just supposed to go smoothly to enslave humanity. To traffic people. It's not supposed to go smoothly. And people say, what the fuck is that? I go to study a degree. In the degree, people do hoodoo, voodoo, shmoodoo, I don't know what is it that they're doing. Try to put a person to trauma and stress and try to traffic them. The person leaves, takes a break from academia. סלמציה too. זה ינוח כשכל החרא הזה ייגמר. Now they try to traffic them. They don't even have apartment to live in. They try to make for their own income. Not allow for this, not allow for that. And then suddenly it's COVID. They say, okay. Is this trafficking related to COVID? What is going on? Now there are Googleplex people like that. And you see, just like I'm speaking for one full day, and you see this moon square Saturn, it was in the sign of speech, Mercury. Bless you. This was in all, and Mercury in Scorpio, to purge, to purge, to purge, to purge, to purge. And there are Googleplex people. How many scientists we had, how many doctors we had that took a break from during the COVID. They were vanished or vanishing. Now, if nothing happens, people go with their life, work some, have time with the family, take a hike, and so on, drink a glass of wine, not targeted, not attempts to traffic, not this, not that. They go about their life. Those that are survivors speak like Annika Lucas for people to be aware. So maybe they install a solar panel. But if they try to take more from humanity, more from humanity, more from humanity, to exploit humanity like it's an oil mine, then what will happen? How many people that now maybe they're retired or I saw a doctor, biologist, homeless, targeted individual. Why? Because of certain discoveries to do with the immune system. Go do gut health with the immune system during COVID. Sitting and talking to the people about his findings, because what can he do? Is homeless. And people ask themselves, it's not going anywhere. What's going on? And Uranus is in Gemini. Okay? Those attempts to make a people, yes, I had a channeling about those energies where collective is one energy and with the people and such energies that I don't even try to find names for that. Now, to tell you the truth, when I was in academia, some of the things we knew. Okay? I was a professor, researcher, a woman. She says, I go to conference in Europe. They don't even call me with all of my degrees. But the men they call with all of their degrees. It's not the environment that is intellectual. It's not the environment that is, there's no class.